Welcome to Mahila Samaja online class. Now I am here to teach you about 8th standard science, especially physics. Dear students, so in last class we have started the lesson light. So just we should glance the whatever the points we learned in the last class. Okay, in that light, what is the meaning of light, source of light, so and uses of light. So how we should have to look at the things in the nature by help of light, and so reflection of light, regular and irregular reflection of light we have studied in the last class. Now continuous class of this light is, now in this class we are going to study about the laws of reflection. Laws of reflection. Okay students, so for this, so some of the important topics or important points it should be required for the laws of reflections. It means concepts should be required. So let us study that concepts one by one. First, after that we should study the laws of reflection. In this first concept, it is incident ray. Dear students, what is meant by incident ray? Incident ray means the ray of light which can strike the surface of an object. Dear students, the ray of light which is striking the surface of an object. It means polished or unpolished object. Okay, that is about incident ray. Once again, incident ray means the light ray or ray of light which is striking the surface of an object. It is called as a incident ray. Diagrammatically, so just we shall to represent. So this is surface of an object. So the ray of light is striking adar mele beedodu anta. Okay, this is the ray of light which is striking the surface of an object. It is called as a incident ray. Okay students, so next, second one is reflected ray. What is meant by reflected ray? The ray which is coming back after the striking a surface of an object, it is called as a reflected ray. Reflected ray, know the ray of light which is coming back after the reflection or incident the ray on surface of an object. Okay students, so this is about reflected ray. Andre, the ray of light which is coming back after the incident of a ray on the surface of an object, it is called as a reflected ray. Okay, so diagrammatically, so once again we are going to represent this one. So this is a surface of an object. This is a ray of light which is striking on the surface of the object. So after that it is coming back. So this ray is called reflected ray. So okay students, so the ray of light which is coming back after the reflection or incident the ray on surface of an object, it is called as a reflected ray. Okay students, so next, third one, Normal ray. Normal ray means the line drawn perpendicular to the representing the mirror at the point where incident ray strikes the mirror. Okay students, so here the line drawing the line which can be drawing perpendicular or 90 degree to the line representing the mirror at the point where incident ray can be strike. Its meaning ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the line which can be drawing perpendicular or 90 degree to the line representing so mirror at the point where incident ray can be strikes antane. So diagrammatically, so this is surface of an object. This is a ray of light which is incident or strikes the surface of an object. After that it is coming back. This is called as your reflected ray. So normal ray andre so where exactly your incident rays it should be strike the surface. So this is about your normal ray. Okay, so this is about your normal ray. Okay now students, so this is about normal ray. So this is three important things we have studied here, three important concepts. So one is incident ray, the ray of light which should be striking the surface of an object, it is called as incident ray. So reflected ray means the ray of light which can be coming back to the reflection or incident ray, it should be surface of an object, it is called as a reflected ray. So once again, normal ray means the line which can be drawing perpendicular to the line where it should be representing the mirror at the point where incident ray can be striking. Okay students, so ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ರೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ರೇ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್, ಸಿ, just observe this light. So this is a source of light. So this ray is striking the mirror. Is it correct? ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? ಮಿರರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? So this is the mirror. This is the object. Your light is striking. Where that light is striking, that is called incident ray. So after that, its image is forming on the marker board. That is called as a reflected ray. Okay, students. So this is about incident ray. First one is incident ray where light is striking. So and after that, that ray is falling on the blackboard. That is called as a reflected ray. Okay, students. So right. So next we want to study two more concepts. That is angle of incident as well as a angle of reflection. Two more concepts we want to study. That is angle of incident as well as angle of reflection. Dear students, we are studying about light, how light is very useful in our day-to-day life, but this process should be occurring regularly. So if you observe carefully in the nature, so then we are very well experienced with the light characteristics as well as the laws of reflections in the nature. Okay, so next one it is angle of, that is fourth concept, angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. Angle of incidence means the angle between it means angle which is formed between normal ray and incident ray. Incident ray is called angle of incidence or angle of incident. Okay, diagrammatically just observe this. So this is surface of an object. Okay, so in this, so line which is the ray of light which is striking the object. So here this is a ray which is coming back, it is called the reflected ray. The where point of incidence, so just draw a 90 degree, it means perpendicular. So angle which is formed here, this is called as a angle of incidence and it is denoted by high. It is denoted by high. Angle of incidence is denoted by angle high. Okay students, so here angle of incidence means the angle which is formed between normal ray and incident ray, that is called as a angle of incidence and it is denoted by I. Okay, so next concept, it is fifth one. So angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. So this is also the angle which is formed between normal ray and reflected ray. It is called as a angle of reflection. So diagrammatically, so this is surface of an area. This is area of light which is striking the surface of an object. After that it is reflected. So this is reflected ray, this is incident ray. So where point of incident, draw a perpendicular, that is called as a normal ray. The angle between normal ray and reflected ray, it is called as the angle of reflection and it is denoted by small r. So this is angle small r. Okay students, so the angle which is formed between normal ray and reflected ray, it is called as the angle of reflection, right, and it is denoted by small r. So dear students, once again, so already we have learned the three concepts. So two more concepts here. Angle of incidence, the angle between or angle which is formed in between normal ray as well as a incident ray, it is called as a angle of incidence. Diagrammatically this is a diagram. So angle between incident ray and normal ray, it is called as a angle of incidence and it is denoted by small I. Okay, so next, angle of reflection, the angle which is formed between the normal ray and reflected ray, it is called as a angle of reflection. So angle between normal ray and reflected ray, so this is called as a angle of reflection and it is denoted by small r. Okay now students, so right, so by using these five concepts, so that let us make two important laws of the reflection. So that one you should have to study. Okay, before we are writing the statements, let us do some experiment for this. Okay, so by operators it should be arranged like this. Let us observe the experiment. Okay students, so that is here, just observe the experiment. Dear students, I am doing here the experiment. Okay, so let us observe here. See here, dear students, so operators you should be, this is a plane mirror. Okay, so it means polished surface. So this is a source of light, this is a battery. So and here this ray of light is passing through a small hole made in the cotton box. So that ray of light, it should be passing through here. Just observe here, this is a ray of light which is striking the surface of a mirror. Surface of and a mirror. Okay, so that is called as a incident ray. This is incident ray. So after it should be striking here, so this is reflected in this direction, so this is called as a reflected ray. Okay students, so this is incident ray, this is reflected ray, right? So normal ray, so it is always in between the two. Okay, so normal ray, it is always in between these two. Dear students, just once again observe here. So this is incident ray from a source of light, where light should be striking the surface of an object. This is called as incident ray. So next, after that, it should be reflected from the surface of an object, so it should be reflected here, it means coming back. So this ray is called as a reflected ray. Okay, so for normal ray, just you should take the perpendicular or drawing a perpendicular to where point of incidence. Okay, this is point of incidence. Just you should take the perpendicular ಅಂದರೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 90 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿರೋಂಗೆ ಲೈನ್ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಎ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರೇ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಯುವರ್ it is your reflected ray. So this is about your, so this is about your incident ray, this is normal ray, so this is your reflected ray, this is your reflected, so this is normal, so this is incidence, incident. Okay friends, so this is about this. So just observe in this, so incident ray, normal ray and reflected ray. Okay, so all this should be applying in the same plane, is it correct? So see, incident ray, normal ray and reflected ray, it should be lying in the same plane. Again, first law of reflection, it should be, so incident ray, comma reflected ray and normal ray which are lying in the same plane. ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದೇ ಶೀಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿ reflected ray, normal ray and incident ray, all should be in the single sheet, is it right? So next, second one here, just observe this diagram here. This is incident ray, this is normal ray, angle which is formed here, idu ee angle ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, this is called as angle of incidence. Okay, so next, angle which is formed normal ray and reflected ray, it means here. So this is about, so angle of reflection. Okay, so just you should measure these two angles, so these angles are always equal. Okay, so second law of reflection is, so the angle of incident, the angle of incident and the angle of incident and the angle of reflection is always equal. So these two angles are always equal. Okay, this is about laws of reflection, dear students. So normal ray, it should be exhibiting these two important laws. One is incident ray, reflected ray and normal ray, which are lying in the same plane. Second one is the angle of incident is always equal to angle of reflection. Okay students, so this much we want to study in this class. So next, more information about light we are going to study in the next class. Thank you students.